Who is the best team from Glasgow? Who is the best team in Scotland? We're going to find out because the FC24 player ratings are available. Welcome back, guys, to Son of Scotland 90. And why are we looking at Celtic? Why are we looking at Rangers? Because they are the two powerhouses of Scottish football. They are the two best teams in the country. Therefore, they are going to have the highest rated players. And that's what we want to look at today. We want to look at how high these players are. If any of the players got the rating that they deserve, have any of these players been overrated, have any of these players been underrated. Plus, I actually want to compare the teams and just have a little look at who FC24 has gave the nod to. Have they give it to Celtic? Have they give it to Rangers? That is what we're going to look at right now. Now, I am going to go through one team at a time, but for the beginning, we're just going to look at the top 5 players for each team, because I think that will tell us quite a bit about who has got the better squad. Maybe not in terms of depth, but I think we'll see in terms of first 11 who's got the best team. So we'll look at the first 5 players for Celtic from their highest rated players. So the top 5 highest rated. You can see we've got Callum McGregor, Hatate, Furuhashi, and Cameron Carter-Vickers, and Alistair Johnston. So it is McGregor 79, Hatate 78, Furuhashi 76, Carter-Vickers 76, and Alistair Johnston 75. So it starts with Callum McGregor, and it just goes down by 1. I don't know if I agree with that or not. I think Kyogo could have been a little bit higher. I think Kyogo could have been the highest rated player in the Celtic team. I also think Carter-Vickers could have been a bit higher as well. But they've did it 79, 78, 77, 76, 75. So McGregor, 79. And then from then on out, every player just drops by 1. Is that fair? I think it's decent. You know, we've seen Celtic get a lot lower ratings than this before. So for Celtic, I think that is pretty decent. Now let's look at the top 5 highest rated players for Rangers. We have Tav, Cantwell, Dessers, Goldson, and Raskin. First thing I noticed here is that Dessers is Rangers' 3rd best player. Wasn't expecting that. Let's talk about the second thing I noticed. James Tavernier is Rangers' best player, and he's not as good as McGregor. So Celtic have a higher rated player than Rangers. They had McGregor, who's 79. Rangers have Tavernier, who's 78. And then after Tavernier, we don't go to 77. We don't go to 76. We drop down to 75. So it is 78 Tavernier, and then 75 Cantwell, 75 Dessers, 75 Connor Golds, and then 75 Nicholas Raskin. Unlike Celtic, who had a 79, 78, 77, 76, and 75, Rangers don't. Rangers have Tavernier, who's head and shoulders higher rated than everyone else, and then there's a 3-point drop-off to their next batch of players. So just looking at the top 5, I think it's clear to say that Celtic probably have the better team here. They have more players at a higher rating than Rangers do. So definitely, I can accept that. I mean, Celtic are the champions. They did do a treble last year. So, I mean, of course you would expect them to have the highest rated team. It would be a bit dumb if Rangers had the highest rated squad in the Cinch Premiership. But we'll go back to Celtic. We'll have a quick look through their team. So let's move on. Who's next? Got Matt O'Reilly, Greg Taylor. So another 2 players at 75. Then we drop off to Leo Bada, who's 74. Joe Hart, 74. Dyson Maida, 74. And then it's Haksabanovic. Okay, so it's my thoughts on these. Matt O'Reilly, I think, is fair. He's young, so he's going to grow. Greg Taylor, does he deserve 75? The same as Alistair Johnston. I think the age plays a factor. Greg Taylor is a bit older than Alistair Johnston, so that's probably why he's the same rating. Abada, 74, I think it's a bit fair. Joe Hart is 74. I don't agree with that. Joe Hart, the same rating as Craig Gordon. Definitely not. Joe Hart should be a few places lower than that, 100%. Then you've got Dyson Maida, who is 74. Let's move down. You've got Haksabanovic, 73. David Turnbull, 73. So 2 players on 73. Then it's James Forrest, 72. Awata, 72. O, 71. And then we drop down to Bernabe, who's 69. So Celtic have a lot of players that are 70 or above. A lot of players. There's a lot of depth here, a lot of quality in this Celtic team. You can probably field an 11, no problem, and you would not have to play anybody under 70. So, I mean, that is a good sign for Celtic. Then they've got Ralston, 69, Siegrist, 69, bunch of players coming at 69 here. New signing, Naroki, 68. I assume he will grow because he's pretty young, but I thought he would have been a bit higher than that. You got Yang, 68. Marco Tilio, 67. Scott Bain, 66. Kobayashi, who they signed last year, 66. Keon, 66. Lager Bielka, 66. Liam Scales, 66. Then you got Holm, 64. Fata, who is coming through the youth academy, is also 64, and he's the last player that Celtic get in their team. So they've got a few Irish kids in there as well, Scales and Fata. But, I mean, looking at these ratings, what's the first thing I noticed? A lot of the new signings have got really poor ratings. We've seen Rangers new signing Dessers as the third best player that Rangers have. You look at Celtic and, I mean, all their new signings are really low. They're like the lowest rated players in the team. So, is that FIFA underrating them? Or not FIFA, EA Sports, sorry, underrating them? Or is that a sign that maybe Celtic have not recruited well? Who knows? Let's have a look at Rangers, then we'll go through the rest of the team. So we were at Nicholas Raskin. Who the fuck's Nicholas Cantwell? And then I got Ryan Jack, 74. So straight away we're into 74. Danilo, 74. Yilmaz, 74. Barisic, 73. Then it's Ben Davis. Kamara, who's away. Got a bunch of players on 73 here. You got Barisic, Davis, Kamara, Lawrence, Lundstrom, Kamara, Roof, John Suter. Holy crap, a shitload of players. 73. Then it's Cifuentes, Dowell, 72. Got Balogun, 71. Butland, 71. Lammer, 71. Matondo, 71. Sima, 71. Scott Wright, 70. Then John McLaughlin, 69. Sterling, 68. King, 66. McCrory, 64. Adam Devine, 60. So, while Celtic definitely... Okay, Celtic have more players that are either high 70s or mid 70s, but Rangers certainly have a lot more players than Celtic do lower 70s. Rangers have a shitload of players that are like 71, 72, whereas Celtic didn't really have that. Celtic dropped pretty quickly from like 73 rated players, and then you seen they went down to like 69, 68, 67. Plus, if you look at Rangers' new signings, most of them are in the 70s. Most of them are all high rated in comparison to what Rangers players would normally get, whereas Celtic's new players are all relatively lower rated. So, yeah, I mean, you got Dowell here, Cifuentes, both 72, Sam Lammer, 71, Sima, 71, Danilo, 74, Dessers, 75, but you look at Celtic, and you've got, like, all their players are low, like Kwon, 66, Lager Bielka, 66, Holm, 64, Tilio, 67, Yang, 68, so strange there. I don't think Celtic have recruited well. I don't necessarily think Rangers have recruited well either. So, I mean, I've no real issue with the ratings that have been handed out, but it does seem a little bit weird that Celtic's new signings seem to be relatively lower rated, and Rangers' new signings have been relatively higher rated. Could this be a FC24 thing? Is it because maybe Celtic have a stronger squad? They're purposely rating, because Celtic had a stronger existing squad, could they be purposely rating the new players a little bit lower to try and balance it out? And then with Rangers, could they be rating their new players a little bit higher to try and make Celtic and Rangers even? I don't know if that, I'm not saying that's the case at all, it's just a suggestion. I don't think they are doing that, but who knows? Be worth looking into. Anyway, guys, that's it. There's the Celtic Rangers players in EA FC24. When we do our Hearts career mode, these will be the two teams to beat if we want to win some silverware. So leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Next week, EA FC24 comes out. I can't wait for another season of Football Madness. But that's it. Till next time. Peace.